Hi everybody, it's Mitch in the office, and I'm here to talk about financial education and money tips. Stay tuned, and I might just put you up on game. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You're now in the office with Mitch. Today we're going to be talking about how to open up a bank account. I know it sounds simple, but some people don't have parents that can teach them how to open up a bank account, or maybe your mother or father never had a bank account because their credit was so poor. They've been using prepaid cards, all right? So we're going to go over how to open up a bank account today, all right? So let's jump straight into it, all right? I got my handy dandy list here just to keep me on track. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you want to choose whether or not you want to bank with a regular bank, traditional bank, normally for profit, okay? Or if you want to bank with a credit union, all right? Normally owned by the members, and it's still profit, but you're owned by the members, so normally you get a little better fees and things like that, but they still have to make money and stay profitable, okay? And then your other choice is, do you want to bank online, or do you want to bank brick and mortar, okay? Or a local bank in your neighborhood that you can physically go to, okay? So choose your bank, okay? Me, I'm in favor of credit unions. I'm a member of a credit union, and I normally get better fees and different things like that. If you do car loans or anything like that, or you need some low interest debt, okay? All right. So then your next step is going to be to go ahead and research whatever bank or credit union, right, that you want to use. All right, research them. The main thing is their fee schedule, right? If they have minimums for their checking or savings, okay, is the debit card that come with the checking free? Okay, those are all important points. All right. Okay, so then what you want to do after that is you want to choose whether or not you want to do a checking and a savings, a money market account, a CD, your choice. But this video, we're going to focus on just a checking and a savings. Okay, you want to have both. You want to have a checking for your everyday, day-to-day buying and different things like that with your debit card, and then a savings account that's separate from the checking. Okay. All right. So what you want to do, if you're going to do online, you just go online and you can knock out all this stuff online, type in all your information and everything like that. But if you want to go in person, nowadays you probably want to call ahead, schedule an appointment, or you might be able to schedule an appointment through their online platform or their website. Okay. Once you schedule your appointment, all right, you want to make sure you got your driver's license with you. And some banks require that you have a piece of mail with you, like a utility bill. If you don't have a utility bill, maybe you're a student or something like that. Maybe you can use a document from your school or something like that with your address on it, stating that you live in the area and different things like that. Some banks do, some don't, okay? But you want to have that when you get ready to go to your appointment. So you get there, right? You're ready to rock. You want to open up a checking, you want to open up a savings, okay? Basically, at this point, it's pretty streamlined. You're just going to provide them your information. They're going to have you fill out a couple documents, okay? They're going to do a credit check on you, all right? If you're a student and you haven't established credit yet, don't worry about it. Most banks and credit unions have student accounts, which has a better fee schedule and is set up for a student. They know you don't really have a lot of income coming in, or you might not have direct deposit or anything like that. They'll have a product available for you, okay? And then all you do, like I said, you're going to sign a couple documents. You're going to consent to some things. Always read before you sign. Sometimes I know it's not possible because there's so much fine print, but always read before you sign, know what you're getting yourself into. And again, I stress the fee schedule. Make sure, you don't have minimum balances. Make sure they're not charging you a fee every month. Make sure you don't have to have direct deposit to the account. These are all things that you would do in the research phase. These are all things that you would do in the research phase. And you should be able to find that out before you make your decision, right? And most accounts, not all, but most accounts are going to want you to fund the account. This is going to be an amount that you put into the account that you're not going to have access to. Okay, it's going to keep your account per se alive and active. Okay, this will keep your account active. So if you ever have any money deposited in, if say you have say it's a $5 fee to keep the account savings open and the checking open each, right? So if you had $100 deposited in there, it'll say that you have $100 available to you, right? But then you might have another number that might say $105, but the 5 wouldn't be available to you to use. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, and then you're probably asking, why do I need a checking and a savings? Well, your checking is where all your transactions are going to go down. Your debit card, right, that you're going to request, because you definitely want a debit card, right? You don't want to be writing checks and stuff like that, right? You definitely want to get a debit card to your checking account, right? And they might also offer you starter checks. I would definitely get those as well. Even if you don't write a lot of checks, get starter checks, because at some point you're going to have to write a check for something, and you don't want to be inconvenienced, have to go to the bank to get some starter checks or ordering checks, right? But the checking account is where all your transactions are going to go down. When you go get gas, or maybe you go to dinner, or you go grocery shopping, whatever that is, when you swipe that debit card, that money is going to come out of the checking account that you have, okay? That's where that's going to come out of, right? And then having the savings account is great too, because when you do get money, or you have money direct deposited into your checking, right, you can automatically have money switched over to your savings account, right, where you're going to house money to invest later, or house money for your emergency fund. Okay, so that's why that's very, very important. All right, but on another note, you have to be careful with your checking account, okay? Because a lot of checking account have overdraft fees, right? You can set up overdraft protection from your savings, meaning if you ever swiped your debit card and you didn't have the money, your bank might allow the transaction to go through, and it'll automatically debit or take it from your savings and transfer it over. But that's a no-no. We want to stay away from that. We want to know how much money we got in our checking at all times. And if you don't know how much you got, don't swipe that debit card, because we do not want to do the overdraft protection, because we are going to be financially literate, we're financially educating ourselves, and we don't want to just be swiping away and dealing with overdraft fees. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble with banks. They'll close your account out, and they'll lock you out to where you can't open up a checking or savings account with any other bank or credit union for years, up to it could be several years. So that'll put you back in that prepaid option, to where you have to go to Walgreens or CVS and pay, the $5.99 to get a prepaid card to do debit transactions that you need to do. So we don't want to go there, right? We're financially literate. We know not to swipe our card unless we know how much is in our account, okay? All right, so that is pretty much it, okay? I will be bringing more content and different things like that as it relates to the savings account and things like that, for saving for emergency funds, and what to do once you get that money set up and saved in your savings account, all right? And one more thing I want to add to the checking account, all right? A lot of you might be in school, or have you just got your first job, and your job or the school might ask to do direct deposit, okay? So if you ever wanted to do the direct deposit, all you would do is you either will go online, or you go to your bank and get a direct deposit form. It'll have your check routing number and your checking account number on there, right? You'll fill that out, turn that in to your school or to your employer, and you'll have your money direct deposited straight into that checking account. That means that there will be no paper checks. It'll be an electronic deposit into your account, okay? And one more note, while I'm on that, I'll add this too, for people that don't understand checks, or individuals that don't understand checks, okay? When you get those temporary checks, right, you're gonna see a series of numbers on the bottom of those checks, right? The first set of numbers usually and almost is your routing number, okay? That's to the bank, all right? Any transactions that's going to go to that bank is used for that routing number. And then the next set of numbers is your checking account, or your checking account number, All right, that's individual, that's specific to you. All right, that's your checking account number for that institution. All right, so if anybody ever asks for your checking account number, it's not the first set of numbers, it's the second set of numbers that's on those temporary checks or your checkbook that you might have. All right, so that's it. That's all I got for Mitch in the office today. If you like, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, go ahead and hit that bell so you can get notifications. And if you know anybody that can benefit from this information, go ahead and share it with them. All right, that's it for Mitch in the office. Peace.